Greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. The appropriate response would be wa alaikum salam, and unto you be peace. I am Sister Alice Muhammad, your humble servant and host of The Sure Truth, welcoming you to the new 2019 season, Season 1, being aired here at Pasadena Media. Let me start off by saying we believe in the one God, whose proper name is Allah, Master Farad Muhammad. We also believe that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ, and that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is indeed a divine leader, teacher, and guide, and warner in our midst. We believe in the truth of the Bible, but we believe that it has been tampered with and that it must be reinterpreted so that mankind will not be snared by the falsehoods that have been added to it. We believe in Allah's prophets and the scriptures which they brought to all the people. We believe in the Holy Quran and in the scriptures of all the prophets of God. So I want to make that clear that we are a believing people, just like everyone else, in the truth of the Bible. And we do believe that the Bible has been tampered with, and there are some falsehoods in it that obviously have been put in. So with that being said, I want to share with us, again, the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in regards to the black woman. I'm sure we know, listening to and viewing current events, that we can see that black people are seriously under attack, black men, women, and children. Particularly, we've seen the violence that has been perpetrated against black people, and we've seen the violence verbally as well as physically that is being perpetrated and implemented and carried into practice against and toward the black woman. Okay, let us define who is the black woman. The black woman is a female human being of African descent, subject to extreme abuse and oppression based upon the inaccurate or faulty racist perception of inferiority by the oppressors. From a scientific perspective, the black woman is the mother of civilization, one from whom all life comes forth, one who subscribes and practices thoughts and deeds which promote unity among people of color. The black woman is a wife, mother, sister, leader, teacher, warrior. She's strong, intelligent, beautiful, compassionate, and tireless. Again, the black woman is the mother of humanity, the mother of civilization, okay? The life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan teaches us that there can never be a righteous kingdom until and unless there is a righteous woman. Where there are no decent men, there are no decent women. For the women, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches the black woman in particular is the mother of civilization. So I want to talk to us about the divine nature and the value of women. When we say the black woman, we know that the black woman is the first woman on our planet. She's the mother of all living, and this is why they call the first woman Eve. And when they bring pictures of Eve, she's a woman of color, a black woman. So we start here with us because we have been destroyed by our enemies. But this teaching is for all women, not just for black women, but for all women. I think we have a picture of Minister Farrakhan where he says disrespect of women is the reason why the world is in the condition that it is in today. Can we bring that picture up so we can share that with the viewing audience? It's the, there we go. Minister Farrakhan says, the disrespect of women is the reason that the earth and the world is in the condition that it is in today, which is why we're taught where there are no decent women, there are no decent men, because it took a no good man to make a no good woman. As we can see under this patriarchal system of men, and I'm not bashing men, period, regardless of race, creed, or color, but we can attest to the condition that we see under this patriarchal rule has literally been one of little regard and respect toward women in general, okay? From a black perspective, when it comes to black women and black culture, it has, in the past, been looked at from a matriarchal perspective, okay? So let us just dive into a little bit of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as it relates to the black woman. Bring up the picture on black women are suffering, because this is why I want to focus on the black woman, because black women have always been the lowest on the totem pole, so to speak. And we've been highly disrespected, disregarded. And as Minister Farrakhan said back in January of 2014, our women are suffering, and the black man, in my mind, should look first toward his own. I find that the black woman is much more committed to the black man than it appears we are to her. Most of the women that I know are hurt by us, yet they still hold on to us. And for that, the black woman deserves love and great respect. That is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Another saying of the Nation of Islam is, a nation can rise no higher than its woman. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speaks on the value of the female in the rise of a nation. And he spoke on this back in June of 1994, I believe, where he said that the obsession with the backside of black women in booty-shaking videos is a throwback to the cruel exploitation of Sarah Baartman. Now, I don't know if we know who Sarah Baartman is, but Sarah Baartman was a Southern African woman who was showcased in Europe as the Hottentot Venus. She was born in 1789 among African tribesmen, and the Europeans labeled her the Hottentot. She was snatched aboard a ship in 1810, taken to London, and exhibited as a freak show. Her exposed rear end and private parts were the attractions customers paid to see. She was later sold to a Frenchman, and by 1816, she had died a victim of alcoholism and prostitution. This is at the hands of her slave master, who showcased her through Europe during the 1800s as a freak show. As slave masters profited from the sexualization of Sarah Baartman in the 19th century, corporate paymasters control the images of black women and flood the culture with pictures of hyper-sexualized hoochie mamas to accompany their thugged-out male counterparts. Each image is controlled and promoted by white executives who hold the money and to white audiences who buy the bulk of corporate-sponsored gangster rap. With the loss of black consciousness that pervaded the 1970s and the loss of black-owned record labels like Motown has become the loss of control of images that impact the cultural life of America and portrays blacks in a positive light. In the 1960s, we had the Supremes. In 2008, we had the Queen's Bee and the baddest B word. The aim has always, or the aim as always, is to use black bodies to generate profits and to keep blacks under control. We must respect and honor women if the nation is ever to be great. When we do not have a proper appreciation for women, this is reflected in society. Women should be active in every field of endeavor except that which degrades them. The maintenance of women as sex objects is destroying society. Earlier in the chapter titled Developing America's Moral Background, this can be found in the book Torchlight for America, okay? The minister asked the question, will it profit the major producers and publishers to become filthy rich by feeding filth to the American public at the cost of the survival and progress of nations? Who among artists, producers, agents, publishers, writers, and directors would like to be in part responsible for helping America become as the modern Rome, Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, all of which earned the wrath of God? Young black girls abandoned by their fathers can be found gyrating on schoolyards, street corners, YouTube, and strip clubs. Fashions grown women should be ashamed to wear are offered as the latest styles for girls who will likely grow up to be women without a true appreciation for their God-given value. If no one ever values their intelligence, their talents, skills, and the beauty of their chastity and modesty, how will our girls and women learn to appreciate themselves? We have a duty to protect and respect our women and to forge a way for them in society. They should be free to express themselves in environments where they will be honored and not have to worry about harassment or propositions. They should be free to rise as high as their gifts and talents will allow. Black men have to step up, strike out, and build that kind of reality for black women. Who will be our partners in progress? We need to create and control institutions that reflect eternal values grounded in the word and the law of God, which protect women from abuse and mistreatment. Our women have given us life, love, and often fought for us when we were too afraid to fight for ourselves. They have suffered indignity, hardship, and rejection to make a way for us as our mothers, sisters, and even our wives. We owe them better than that we have now. And it's time we start to repay that debt. So with that being said, we're going to look at some videos. One by Malcolm X entitled "The Black Woman is the Most Disrespected Woman on the Planet," and we're going to listen to Minister Farrakhan explain to us why the black woman should be respected and protected. So I leave you as I came before you with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men. until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
No, brothers, you are not guilty. Sisters, they are not guilty. I'll tell you why in a minute. If a man's duty is to preserve and protect you and to upkeep you and to keep you in the specified state that God has made for you, this is why men fight over women. But you fight over her for the wrong reason. A man should die before he let a stranger contaminate his woman. A man should kill. You didn't hear me, brothers. I'll say it again, brother. We ought to be #1 killers on the earth to keep any man away from our woman. Yes. When I was coming back from Iraq, before the war broke out, there was an African brother that I met in Baghdad. I met him once in Washington, D.C. He's a very wealthy black man. But he said to me, Brother Farrakhan, I would like to come back to the United States, but I would like to be a citizen and get a green card. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, do you know any women or woman that I could take up with? In other words, we make an arrangement. My son is my witness. I said, brother, I will kill you. And he's a black man like myself. Well, you know what the hell I'll do to somebody else. He's my brother, but I'll chop his damn head off over this. Yeah, brother, I want you to hear me well, because we will kill you over these. Any of you that want protection, you come here. Yeah, we'll kill concrete over you. Do you know why? A man is not worth anything if he will not protect the woman that gives birth to his own nation. You're not guilty, brothers. You are a conquered male. And when the white man comes into our society and he goes to war with the men of that society that he may have free access to your woman. And he has gone to war with us and conquered us as men. And therefore we could not be to her what God demanded of us to be until we are made free of the mind and the power of our enemies that control and dominate our thinking. We have to be freed mentally, and that's why Jesus said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And once you are a free black man, then the thing you have to do is then free your woman and your children and become the man to her that God demands of you and me. What does God demand of us? God does not demand that we picket white people to build us a school. God don't demand for us as men to pick up a picket sign and go downtown and say, we want justice. If we are men, we'll get our heads together and take justice. We'll give ourselves justice. God does not ask a man to ask another man for freedom. God gives us the right to be free, and any man that want to be free, he'll earn his freedom by his own blood and sweat.